Doesn't it seem like there's a million options out there for apps to use? We've heard from business owners and organizations that the number of software subscriptions they have seems out of control and hard to track. I get that. I've had to do an audit myself of the apps we're paying for and figure out if we're even actually using them. That's why this episode of Leverage Your Spark is all about making the most of the software and apps you already use. It might just be me, but the shiny object syndrome is real. When I hear about a new app, hello ChatGPT, or how someone else is using a software program, I get all excited about the possibilities. And yes, software and apps can be amazing tools in organizations. And we've all likely experienced the case when another app causes more problems than it solves. In our work with companies to help them optimize their systems, almost every time we do an assessment, they have multiple tools that can perform the same functionality, or they've been asking for additional capabilities that their existing software already provides. The reason software providers and app developers charge subscriptions is so they can consistently be improving the software, ensuring its reliability, and adding features. For us app users, that means we're sometimes completely unaware that an app we have has additional capability that could be helpful for us. So, what if the subscriptions you are already paying for have more functionality and could be more effective and efficient for your business? So let's dig in to how you can figure that out and ensure you're maximizing the value of the tools you already have. So some usual suspects here are your email and calendar apps. Either you're in the Microsoft or the Google camp, it doesn't matter. These are a few features that you might not be using to their full potential. The first one is schedule send. I don't care if you're going to create that email at 11:30 at night. Don't send it. Schedule it. Use the schedule send feature of your email app and schedule it for 8:30 in the morning. Built-in booking links. So many of the calendars, Google has added this. You don't need Calendly anymore. You can create booking links in your existing calendar. So check that out if you're paying for something like Calendly. Next, email templates. This is such a time saver and something that is already built in. So go find the email template functionality and create those templates for those most commonly sent emails, like after networking. And finally, attaching files from your cloud storage. So if you've got your files in Google Drive or OneDrive, you can attach them to emails without actually putting the file on the email. Another common subscription is Adobe Acrobat for creating and editing PDFs. Did you know that Adobe Sign is included with Adobe Acrobat subscription? Adobe Sign lets you send documents for online signatures. So if that's something you've been wanting to do, you kind of might be like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz and have had the power all along. Now, this is not the time to feel embarrassed or ashamed if you had no idea that your existing software had these kind of capabilities. Seriously, no one has the time or attention to be able to keep up with everything that's changing, all the updates and the functionality. It can be overwhelming when you start using a new app, and most organizations don't dedicate any sort of time or resources to fully onboarding new software. But now that you know there's likely a lot more potential in the tools you already have, you can do something about it. Here's a few ways you can make the most of your existing tools and apps. So number one, put some time on the calendar monthly. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, like 30 minutes, to do a training course or watch an online tutorial for your most commonly used apps. Most of the software will send emails announcing new features or trainings. Save those in a folder or create tasks in your project management system so you have a list of resources when your monthly training time comes around. Number two, create a place for team members to share their tips and finds. Everyone has a different aptitude for software, so you can take advantage of enthusiastic team members by creating a place for sharing tips and information. This could be a Slack channel, a document, a bookmark folder, or just any version of a shared space that already exists. We've created an Airtable database for keeping track of all the apps we use and all the apps we might find that we might later want to use. So it keeps me from trying too many things at once. 3, when you think you need a new app, first, Go review the functionality of your existing software. Make this part of the process for evaluating new software, and that means you won't be paying for something new when one of your existing subscriptions already provides the functionality. This can also point out opportunities for integration between existing software programs. Most online apps at this point can interface with other apps, so making your work more efficient could be right around the corner. And 4, know your processes so that you can customize the tools to fit your workflow and preferences. Modern software options are kind of like amazing Lego sets. All the bricks are there to build something awesome, but you need to know what you need from it so that you can build it. Taking the time and applying some energy to understanding the tools you already have means that you can use them to their fullest potential and maximize their value to the organization. And make for happier team members usually. No one enjoys manual data entry or wrestling with systems that don't seem to fit. When we let technology do what it does best, it frees up the people to do what they are best at, being creative and forming relationships. If you need some help getting started with figuring out the software and apps you already have, I'm sharing my tracking template with you. Just go to FieryFX.com/tracker to get a Google Sheets template to help you start maximizing the value of your existing software subscriptions. In the next episode, we're talking about how to amplify your time. When looking at systems optimization, time is one of the most critical resources that's getting chewed up and cannot be renewed. In the episode, we'll get into what's taking your time and how to amplify it. Worried you might miss it? Do your future self a favor and subscribe to Leverage Your Spark on your preferred podcast platform. You can also subscribe and share at leverageyourspark.com.